So it's been a while since we last dived into Cyberverse or looked at a Decepticon, so we might as well go back to an old favorite from years past. Hello guys, welcome to a new review, and today we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Cyberverse Deluxe Shockwave. Starting off in alt mode, welp, we're back to the spider tank again. Yeah. Cyberverse Shockwave's alt mode is weird. I've already gone over that in my review for the Ultra. But yeah, he is very odd. He's absolutely terrifying in the show. Like, in the show, this alt mode looks absolutely terrifying. But in physical form, it's just kind of ridiculous looking. One thing that it does have over other versions are the mandibles. The Warrior and Ultra version lack those mandibles, so that's nice. However, he's also missing basically an entire half of the alt mode. In the show, he is far more spider-like in his alt mode, complete with an entire abdomen section right here, which supports the cannon, which I guess is kind of represented by this little gray bit right here, but generally I feel that it is better looking than the Ultra version. For one, everything is feels more proportional. Like that, the Ultra class compared to the show had some really, really off-whack proportions. And a lot of those issues have been fixed here. In addition to that, he doesn't have a massive hole in the side of his body, which is great, because that was my biggest issue, or one of my biggest issues with the Ultra. Along with that, this guy actually has a far more accurate purple than the Ultra version. The Ultra version is a slightly more dull, powdery purple, or more lavender, but this is a very nice, deep grape purple with a nice metallic sheen to it. It is a very nice shade of purple. And this is coming from a guy whose favorite color is purple, so yeah, I love this shade. In addition to that, he has far more of those little pink vein lines than the Ultra. The front screen, or front little view section right there, is done up in purple opposed to pink, unlike the Ultra. And overall, I feel that this alt mode works a lot better than the Ultras. Mostly because this guy has, despite being the same price, has a significantly higher parts count due to the fact that he's smaller. So yeah, articulation. Ball joints at the shoulders of the front legs, bicep swivel, bend at the knee, at the front knee, little foot pivot. At the back, this is basically his robot legs, so back and forth, in and out, bend at the knee, swivel at the knee, and a pivot at the foot. So yeah. On to size comparison. Here he is with his wave mate Bumblebee, and yeah, they look pretty nice together. Since Shockwave doesn't transform as much as Bumblebee does, he is noticeably larger considering that it's basically his vehicle mode. Well, not his vehicle mode, his robot mode on all fours. But still, they look fine together. And it does hone in that Shockwave's alt mode is very, very large in the show. And here he is with fellow odd tank, Clobber. And, yeah, I would say this scale is near perfect. Like I said, Cyberverse Shockwave's alt mode is absolutely massive in the show. Like, he almost doubles in size when going into alt mode. So, this is generally not too bad of a scale. Finally, here he is with the Ultra version, and yeah, that's quite the size difference. This guy is more equivalent to those massive drones that were basically just Shockwave's alt mode, except massive. Like, yeah, you can see the major difference in colors, as well as the fact that the cannon, I would say, is much more to scale here, and also the fact that it's more pulled back to where it was in the show. Overall, it looks, in my opinion, way better than the Ultra. So, generally, I feel that this alt mode is alright. For some reason, no Cyberverse Shockwave toy has been able to get the alt mode quite right. But between the, I believe, the 5 main versions of Shockwave in the Cyberverse line, this definitely comes out on top as the best looking, the most show accurate, and generally the overall most cohesive out of the 5. So yeah, anyway, on to transformation. Shockwave's robot mode looks almost perfect. Since the alt mode doesn't really have any kibble to leave behind, he's super, super clean looking. The only kibble I can really list are the mandibles hanging off his back. Or, if you choose to, some people I know leave these hanging off the back of his arms. But overall, he looks fantastic. One of the best looking Shockwaves we've gotten. So yeah, take a look over him. He definitely has that sort of Cyberverse, minimalist style with the cyber-esque designs going across him. In this case, they're pink, which I actually quite like. He, of course, does have the double head look going on. And generally, he, like I said, is just a very, very accurate looking Shockwave. He sort of rides the line between thin and bulky, which I do like. Not every Shockwave has to be overly spindly, and not every Shockwave has to be absolute muscles. He looks nice. He's a nice in-between. He does have a rubber hose, which, a lot of Shockwaves lately have sported these rubber hoses. Specifically in Siege, the Siege Leader sports a rubber hose. The Spark Armor Shockwave has a rubber hose. Studio Series Shockwave has a rubber hose. And, of course, this guy has the rubber hose. Which I do quite like, even if it does restrict articulation a bit. Speaking of articulation, it's pretty decent. Well, it is pretty good, but head is on a swivel, shoulders are on ball joints, swivel at the biceps, bend at the knee, bend at the elbow, swivel at the one of the wrists, the other one doesn't have a swivel. Waist rotation, back and forth, in and out at the legs, bend at the knee, swivel at the knee, and then pivot at the foot, which is kind of hard to do due to how the shell is designed. So generally, pretty good articulation. It's very similar to what he had in alt mode, but like I said, his alt mode is basically just him lying down on all fours. So, yeah. In the way of accessories, he of course has the rubber hose, which stays on pretty much on my copy. For me, he comes with his standard arm blaster. Oops. Sorry. He comes with, this simple gun right here. And he comes with blast effects. This is one of my favorite blast effects, actually. It is super, super long. I use it a lot for photo shoots with Double Dealer and Megatron. So, yeah. On to size comparison. Here he is with Bumblebee, and they look pretty decent together. Really can't tell which one is taller. I think Shockwave is taller by a bit, but it really does depend if you count Bumblebee's shoulders and door wings. But yeah, generally, they look pretty nice together. Here he is with Clobber, and once again, they scale near perfectly. Like, it's kind of crazy how well these two scale in both of their modes, because Shockwave in the show uses some major mass shifting when going between modes, while Clobber stays the same size, so I think they scale very well in both modes. And here he is with the Ultra Class Shockwave, and yeah, the size difference is absolutely insane. However, overall, I feel this is the better figure. For one, he actually has two functional elbows. Along with that, he also has a less frustrating transformation, generally looks better, has a closer color scheme to the actual show, and generally, he just feels a lot better in the hands. Well, this guy is noticeably larger and does feel slightly heavier. The amount of hollowness on him is nowhere near as little as on this guy. In addition to that, this guy feels like he just overall had a lot more effort put into him. So, overall, Cyberverse Deluxe Shockwave is another very solid entry in the Cyberverse Deluxe line. Is he as good as Bumblebee? No. I still think Bumblebee is the best figure in the line that I own so far. But, generally, he is very solid, and is easily the best variant of Shockwave from Cyberverse, and he fits right in on a classic shelf, which is what I can say for a lot of the Cyberverse Deluxes, actually, considering him, Bumblebee, and RC all have place on my classic shelf. So yeah, generally if you can find this guy, pick him up. So yeah, I guess I will see you guys next time. Bye!